Hey, Peggy. Hey, everyone. How are y'all doing? Let's see. I don't know if I went to push the chat button. No. Danny, Carl, Pam, Austin, Peggy. Okay. Hey, it's a lot. Hold on. I'm trying to scroll. Grateful. Did I say everyone? I think so. Hey, Wera. Okay. So today we are going to do part 2 of Nina's story. And y'all, I know like it's not like about Sebastian, the story's not, but it kind of lets us have an insight of what allegedly she went through with Chris. So I just feel like it's good to kind of get insights and everything else. How you doing, Where? You sick, Peggy?
No.
I was sick all night last night.
Oh, no.
My legs, oh my God. But it's okay. Hey, Amy. I feel better, like once the evening started coming, I started feeling better, and then I ate, and I'm okay.
Oh, that's good.
So,
Uh-oh. He's munching.
what's it light up?
Oh, you got Twizzlers.
Mhm.
Oh, the Hershey ones.
Mhm.
Oh, that sounds so good. Where? Oh, my God. Hi, Cool Gamer. How are you? Please talk to me.
That just
Please
scared
talk to
me.
me. Please talk to me.
Oh, that sounds good. Well, not really. I don't like fish, but for
Oh,
you,
I
it
do.
sounds good.
I
Uh-uh.
do.
No bark.
I love fish and shrimp.
We had leftovers from last night. Cool Gamer says he's doing good.
I see that. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing good. We needed leftover. Oh, from dinner yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
I had
Better
chicken and
eat it
potatoes.
before it goes to waste.
Yep, we had chicken and potatoes.
Oh, that sounds good too. Damn. I
But
want a good chicken casserole. I've been wanting to make one.
yeah,
Mm.
it was grilled chicken that was frozen, and I threw it in a crock pot, and I put the potatoes in, so it was good.
Well, good. I'm glad you liked it. It was good.
It was dinner.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
all I can say.
Let me see here. We were at 1.24.25.
I'm going off camera again.
Hmm?
I said I went off camera again.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's about to drop you or something. I'm like, what?
Oh, your brother-in-law said hello.
Hey, how are you? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien?
Hey, AR. Yes, Angel, she's playing part 2.
Yes, we're gonna finish it. Well, this stuff with missing kids is good. Yes, it is. It's it's sad. Let me see. I got to share screen. Is it sharing? Oh, it's sharing. Okay, y'all.
Really was. Nobody listened. I mean, he's hurt my children. He's hurt my son. He's backhanded my son as well, busted his nose open. when he was 3 in the car seat in San Diego. He's did that to my daughter.
Well, you're out.
He's hurt Faith in the car seat, like I said.
Oh, Angel, I hope you have a
It's
wonderful
falling
night,
on dead
sweetheart.
ears. It's coming up on 7 years. Nobody listens to me. Nobody knows the pain that a mother that I've went through. Nobody knows that I live in fear. It's like back and forth. It's like a game to Christopher with Faith. Christopher dangles Faith over my head as if she's like some kind of toy to be played with. She's not a toy. She's a little girl that has feelings and strong feelings. We can't help the fact that Christopher decided to move to Tennessee. He chose that for himself. I've never known of a person that lives in a whole different state and still dictates what you can and can't do to the other parent.
That's normally a big control.
I mean, he had a choice to live here. He was actually told to move here by the judge.
Hey, Marion, how are you, sweetheart?
But he lives in Tennessee. He tells me pretty much what I can and can't do still to this day by that court order. So, going back to the trial, was getting prepared. And I get the call. You get a call. And at this point in time, you know, I'm not talking to Christopher. We don't. I want to make that loud and clear. We do not have
Contact.
a good co-parenting relationship. We don't talk on a regular basis. I refuse to talk to Christopher because everything has to be his way. I don't entertain any of his conversations. In the past, when I used to, and I thought that a relationship between him and I, and we're learning how to co-parent and it's good, it backfired.
Normally does.
It kicked me in my ass. Everything that I told, he used against me in court all the time. Every single thing. So I had to learn not to trust him. I've had to, I don't talk to him. So for him to say on some of his podcasts is that he has, we have good, parenting skills, or we know how to talk to, we don't know how to talk to each other. I refuse to communicate with this man. So he calls me that Wednesday, and he's like, and I was like, oh great, he's calling. So I went straight to voicemail. And then he had said 911. Call me. So then I was like, well, it must be emergency, so let me call him. I called him and I said, what's up, Chris? And he was like, he's like, Nina, I gotta tell you something. And I was like, and in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, he's going to tell me that the trial, we're not going to go to trial, that everything is going to be done with, and we don't need to worry, and we can, we don't need to do all this stuff. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. And then he tells me, I got to be open and honest with you. And then he pauses like for 6 or 7 seconds, and I'm like, well, I was like, what? What do you have to tell me? So then at that point in time, he tells me that Sebastian went missing. And I was speechless. I have to say, I was speechless. And then I went into saying, well, what happened? Like,
yeah, what happened?
how did he go missing? Like, what happened?
Exactly. Thank you.
And he said, well, he went missing between 12:30 and 6 a.m. And I'm like, it's thinking to myself, and then, like, that's crazy. And I said, don't you have security cameras, Christopher? I said, you have security cameras in your house? I mean, don't you? And he paused. He didn't say anything. So then I said, what happened to your dogs? I said, don't your dogs? I said, you have those Yorkies, or... And I said, every time that I call Faith, I said, they're barking. He didn't say nothing.
Of course he didn't.
So I said, I said, are you lying to me? I said, because, thinking in my head, like, are you just buying more time for this trial that's coming up? Like,
yeah.
What other information are you going to find out that you're going to use against me, right?
Exactly.
So then I said, I'm going to look this up. And I said, have you contacted your lawyer yet? I said, we still have a trial. I said, at 8:30 next Tuesday. And he had raised his voice at me and he said, we're not going. And I was like, don't raise your voice at me. You're not going to disrespect me like that. You're not going to raise your voice at me. So then I said, by law, I said, I have to call.
Can I just say, I cannot stand when somebody yells at me. Do not yell at me. You can talk to me with respect, but do not yell at me. I cannot stand that.
Contact my attorney, and I said, I'm going to email him as soon as I get off the phone with you, and I'm going to tell him that there's a missing child. And I had stated, like, okay, well, is there like something, we could do? Can you send me like a flyer? Can you send me something? I said, I could put it on my social media and it'll take off. Like, I have a lot of people that I know and a lot of my clientele. I said, we're willing to, they share a lot of my stuff.
Carl.
So he never sent me anything. And he was so worried about his phone, and he had said something. He's like, the fucking cops had my phone, and I had to call Faith, and I told him I had to fucking call my daughter. And I said, Christopher, I said, you need to calm down. I said, Faith is fine. She's with me. I'm her mother. I said, she was with her family here. I said, you don't need to worry about her. You don't need to worry about her whatsoever. And
that's his channel name.
And he wanted to say more, and he repeated himself again, and he said, I need to be honest with you. And I was like, Christopher, I don't have time for this. I said, I just don't. I said, I gotta go. And that was it, the conversation that I had with him. I keep kind of beating myself up. Maybe I should have stayed on the phone a little bit longer. Maybe I should have let him talk. But
don't beat
with the
yourself
experiences that I've had with Christopher in the past, I just couldn't trust him. So then I contacted my attorney the next day, and I told him what was going on.
What'd he say?
With Sebastian. I mean, I was hoping that, And I keep hoping. And we're praying every single day for his return home. But the more and more days that had passed by, the more and more that I got, like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like,
It's insane.
and the things that didn't make sense to me was why Christopher and Katie aren't looking for Sebastian.
Probably still don't make sense to you, huh? Because it don't make sense to me, honey.
Wait a
Oh,
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
I don't know, but
Wait a
I know
minute.
if my
Hold on, I'm
one of
trying
my
to pause
babies
it.
went missing, I'd be out there searching night and day.
Okay. Okay.
First, I'm just going again on record, and a lot of people have been going on record again today to say this, including Sebastian's father.
Oh,
L.E. told them not to go searching, but because of his law enforcement job, he feels that he's okay to be out there. But he has stated that those parents were told not to go search for that boy.
well, if my child's missing and law enforcement tells me don't search for my child, you got life messed up because I'm going to search for my baby.
Oh, well, okay, and I'd want to do the same thing, but do you want to be the one that finds that body? I'm sorry to put it that way, but that's the way it has to be said.
Oh.
God forbid if they were the ones to walk up on him. If I'm still praying he's alive, but I
But
wouldn't want to walk up on my child and find my child deceased.
but won't they have to, what is it called, verify his body? So they're going to see his body.
But it's going to be cleaned up. It's not going to be laying out in the elements or anything like that. Or they could do dental records and they won't have to.
I don't see. I'm the type that likes, because everybody's different about how they feel. It probably would be very traumatic for me if I was it probably would, but I would want to see the scene area for myself. So if I felt like something was missed, I could point that out. Um, I don't know. That's just my detective in my head, though.
But that's not the
That's the
mama
other
in
part
you.
of my. That's the other me. Um,
Well, I'm sorry, but that could be your detective side, but that's not your mama's side. That wouldn't be your mama's side. Because I can tell you right now, if my son came up missing and I knew somebody knew where he was, I wouldn't be above putting my poo-poo to somebody's head and said, tell me where the hell he is. But I know I would fall apart if I was the one that had to come across him
I mean,
and
yeah, I
not be
probably
able
fall
to touch
apart
him
too.
or hold him or do anything because I'm going to contaminate the scene.
Well, I mean, hopefully, if that was to happen, he wouldn't, you know, do touch anything.
Well, but I'm just saying. I mean, look what happened when John Benet's father found her in the basement. What did he do?
Yeah.
He grabbed her and held her and contaminated anything that was on her. And he didn't stop to think about, oh my God, I'm contaminating a scene. Oh my God, my baby's dead. And he picked her up and he held her and
But
he brought her upstairs.
what if any searcher period comes across her and does that, or
Well,
comes
but I
across
think
him? I'm
any
sorry,
stranger walking up on a person that's deceased is going to just back off. They're not going to
but their
want to.
footprints around the scene is going to contaminate.
Well, that's any search, and it could be law enforcement that is going to find him. They're just going to backtrack and make sure, okay, these shoes belong to him. Amy said, I am hesitant with Sebastian's dad and the involvement of him and the searchers. Allegedly, he controlled everything. Well,
Did he?
again, I,
Bring up a good point too. Bad. This isn't a common. Yeah, it's not. Giving the next of kin a chance to view the scene.
yeah, normally they won't, especially if, let's
I
just
just feel
say,
bad. I just want to help somehow. Like I just want to go out there and find him alive and just grab him and just hold
yeah,
him and tell him it's okay.
and like
I
I
don't want
said,
to talk about that because then I'm going to get emotional.
yeah, I know, because I've done it every time I talk or listen about him. I sit here and cry because I've had my son to myself since he was 15. He's 22 now. And I had to get him through all those early teen years by myself because my husband passed away. And I don't think my son's really dealt with his dad being gone. So when I hear this stuff about him, I just sit here and cry because I'm like, he's at the stage my son was back then. And I run through all kinds of scenarios in my head thinking of my son. Could Sebastian have felt this way? Could Sebastian have wandered off because of this? Or did he go to do that? Or was he trying to make things better and he went out to meet somebody? I mean, there's 1,000 things that run through my head that have run through my head because of my son.
I just truly believe in my heart that someone hurt him. And whoever the hell it was, if somebody hurt that boy, you need to speak up. Whoever done it needs to speak up and say where he's at.
Well, honestly, remaining on the fence, but I will. I That's the first thing I'm going to say to everybody is I'm remaining on the fence. But deep in my gut, I don't think any one of these parents, whether it's the biological father, the stepfather, or the mother, I don't think one of those three have done anything to Sebastian. My gut just says I don't think they did anything. I just don't. And I know Sebastian's father has been on a couple lives. He was on Pascal again yesterday or today, I think it was, and that came up in their conversation. And he himself stated, "Oh, nobody's clear," but from what he has seen and talking with Ellie, he's not a suspect. She's not a suspect, and neither is Chris.
I just
He
don't.
just wants to
I don't
find
feel
his
like
son.
law enforcement's going to tell if they know anything. I don't think they're going to tell anyone if they're a suspect or not at this point. But I just don't think. I think law enforcement is stuck. They don't know what to do. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're investigating in the background, but I
Oh,
just
sure they
feel
are.
like like they're lost or something. Like, come on, man.
Well, one of the things that someone said recently in the father biological father has stated that they have these areas that they've searched and they've marked off and they're going to keep. He says like say there's um 500 acres of woods or something. He wants to cover it all. Will he be able to cover it all? I don't know, but he wants to. And like I said, let's just take one little scenario and say, yes, Sebastian left the house that day for whatever reason. We won't know the reason until we either find him and he tells us, or some other clue leads us to know why. Now, one of the things that they've talked about is there's culverts out there, there's sinkholes out there, and if he was out just wandering around, let's say he wanted to clear his head, he wanted to think about, do I want to go live with dad or whatever the changes that were coming, he could have fallen somewhere and he's hurt and he needs help. And we're not, getting people to make death threats against the Cajun Navy is stupid.
Well, yeah, that's dumb, and that's
I mean,
when
that made them back off and say,
anybody
"Whoa, wait a
threatening
minute."
searchers or anybody threatening anybody, that's wrong. People need to
And
stay in their own lane when it comes to threatening someone and or anything like that. I don't understand why not everybody can't get along and just search no matter what. Just search.
well, and
Quit the
then to
arguing, quit the back and forth stuff. It's about Sebastian. So go search for
yeah,
him. That's
well,
how I feel.
and today or yesterday, whenever he went up on Pascal's show, he said that people that are volunteering to put out flyers on his son are being followed. And they have taken pictures of license plates and have turned them over to LE because it's happened to him and it's happened to people that have come to him and got flyers to just post out searching for Sebastian. They are being followed. Now that's nuts. You've got
It's
volunteers that
crazy.
are looking for a 15-year-old boy and people are following them. It's
Yeah,
like somebody's trying to stop them from looking for this kid.
yes. I feel
And
like
that's very
they're
weird.
trying to stop it. Um they need to pay attention to the people that's trying to stop it. Um,
Well, like I said, he didn't say who they were. He just said that the volunteers, he when they contacted him, said, "Man, we're being followed." He said, "If you can get their license plate number, get their license plate. They're in a car. They're following them in a car." And he said, "Make sure you try to get their license plate and then send it to me, and we'll get it to LE." And he's had to take pictures of license plate and send them. So that to me, just that screaming, it's not Chris or his wife or the ex-wife. What is her name? Does anybody know her
Katie,
name? What is it?
Katie,
Katie. I am so tired of calling her Sebastian's mom. I couldn't think of her name. It's not Katie or Chris because he would have recognized them. So it's somebody else that seems to be wanting. Now I don't know if it's a YouTuber that's got their butt in a sling because they can't film while they search for this kid. I don't know, but
I've
that's
seen a few videos of followers.
but that's just
I will
odd.
not say names because I don't want to get um, nothing started. It wasn't a YouTuber, um, but I did see some people being followed. I seen like people post the videos of them being followed, um, but
It's
I don't
it's just weird, and I don't want to take. I know you want to get this play because you're going to want to go to bed, Grandma.
know.
But I will also go on record. I am sorry if she's had to go through any of this or all of this. But I'll be honest, I don't think this was the time for this to be released.
I think the I well, I believe it's a really good interview, and I feel like the reason why it was released is because it kind of helps,
How's it
like,
help?
because say like what if he was, you know, mean to Sebastian and stuff. It kind of gives you a little insight at what allegedly she may have went through with Chris
Okay.
and how he treated her kids. So it kind of gives us an insight of how he could have maybe possibly treated Sebastian as well. Because allegedly he did not care much for Sebastian.
Well,
He
again, allegedly, we don't know. We're not in that house.
yeah, that's why I say allegedly. He didn't care for Sebastian, and
Well,
I don't and
I,
I understand having, a kid that has autism or other things. It can be hard.
it's
It
not
can be
easy.
hard.
No.
I've been around a child with autism, and there was
Yep.
one point I didn't know what to do. It's when my 16-year-old was a baby, and her cousin had autism and has autism, and like I had her on her little blanket in the middle of the floor of their living room, and she started crying. She was maybe a month old. She started crying, so I was going in there, to get her, and he all of a sudden, and I was watching him because his parents went to the grocery store,
Mhm.
and he took out his sword. It was a toy sword, but he
Right.
was slinging it, okay? And he was not going to let me get to my baby, and he was hollering to me that he's protecting her. And
Aw.
I didn't know what to do, bless his heart. I'm like, I'm getting emotional crying, and
Yeah.
he's like protecting her, and cause she's crying. I can't get to her. And so finally I called his mom, and I was like, what do I do?
Yeah.
So I understand it can be hard
Yeah.
and everything, but
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm not judging. You know me. I have always said I'm not judging nobody in this. I'm not pointing fingers at
yeah, you've
anybody in
always
this.
said that.
But I just feel what bothers me a little bit about this is they're in a litigation right now. They have a court going on now. So my feeling is
They
that's
go to
that's
court
private.
tomorrow,
Well, I'm just saying that this is
right?
private between them. It's something like that coming up, if not. But to come out here and tell a story that obviously maybe it needs to be told, but I don't think this is the time to tell it. Now, their daughter is, what is she, 15 now?
No,
So,
she's 6.
No, she's not 6.
6 or 7.
She's
Her
older.
oldest daughter is 15. Faith is either 6 or 7. I believe 6, but she might be 7
Now
now.
she threw an age out. Anyway, a lot of time has passed since they were married. Okay. And she's been home. She's remarried for the third time or whatever it is. And again, I will say this and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. My husband was married twice before me. And he told me things and I would look at him and say, "Oh goodness." And he said, "Well, why aren't you taking my side?" I said, "Because there's 3 sides to every story. Your side, her side, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. And if I can't hear the other 2 sides, I can't tell you what's the truth because I'm only hearing one side of the story." And that's kind of what this is. We know that Chris made a comment that they have something going on and they have a daughter together. And that's all he really said. She has laid out this horrible story. I don't know how much is real, how much is not real. I don't know why it has to be told now because it has nothing to do with Sebastian. Now, it might make some people look at Chris and go, "What in the hell is wrong with you?" But then you have to stop yourself and say, "Well, wait a minute. Before she married Chris, she was married to somebody else and got divorced. What if I turned around and said, 'Well, why'd that marriage fall apart? How come you're not with that husband anymore? And you married Chris kind of quick, and or did you guys discuss having children?" And it seemed to be the answer would be no, but she learned she was pregnant with Faith and then went to him and said, um, "We're going to have a baby," and he wasn't thrilled about it. Well, maybe he didn't want children. Maybe he could accept the children she had, but he didn't want to have any. So there was no open discussion about it. And that kind of,
Yeah, Lee, that's kind of, she worded it better than me.
yeah,
That's
it is. I'm
really.
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Danny and Amy have been talking about could he have been trafficked, and that's what they thought happened to Summer Wells too. They thought somebody grabbed her into that trafficking because it's really big in Tennessee right now.
It's also big for P Diddy too, ain't it?
P Diddy?
D Piddy, P Diddy.
Oh, that singer?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't
Mhm.
know. Was he out there?
Mhm.
Right, Danny. I mean, I could sit here probably and tell you all day long that he's probably an asshole, but I don't think he did anything. I really don't.
He is a he's an a hole. He is a big a hole, and
Yeah, but
I
aren't
don't know if
all our
that's why I get
husbands
those red
a-holes?
flags with
I'm
him.
sorry.
It's okay. I don't know if that's why I get those red flags with him, but I just, in my opinion, everybody already knows how I feel. I feel like him and the mother know exactly what happened. I feel like that thud that she mentions, I feel like that thud is stuck in her head because she knows where that thud came from. So she uses that thud as, "Oh, I heard a thud." I feel like she knows where that thud came from, but that's just my opinion. And
Well,
I feel like that's why
it
that
could have
thud
been a
stuck in
thought
her
of
head.
him leaving too. No,
Are
Pam's
you
trying
Pam?
to her ads. But that thud could have been him leaving.
Yeah, if she is telling the truth, then it's probably going to help build the case.
Or can it damage the family already that's having trouble because everybody's trying to pit everybody against everybody else?
Just
That's
could.
why I said I think they should just sit on the fence and not. Again, I'm not judging this lady. I'm not saying any of this didn't happen to her. My God, if it did,
What were
she's
those
eating baby
scratches
Jesus. What scratches?
on Mr. Proudfoot's arm?
I don't
That looked
know.
like fingernail scratches a little bit
I don't
in
know,
one of
dear.
the interviews.
I
I'll
don't
have
know.
to I have to show them, and maybe you can tell me what you think they are.
I don't. I don't.
But
But
I
I'm just saying. It's just. I think. And well, okay, we could say this too. Let's try this. Amy, you said if she's telling the truth, then probably going to help build a case. Well, let's say, for argument's sake, she's hoping to get her story out before, oh, how do I want to word this?
Try.
Everybody to judge him and say, "Oh my God, this poor woman! Oh my God, we got to go and support her, and he's so bad. We got to do something about him." What if we find out it's a 50-50 thing? What if we find out whatever their relationship was like is a 50-50 situation? Well, now he looks like a complete, utter, beyond asshole, and she looks like this woman that needs to be saved and protected. But what if she's got a little, temper to her too, and we just don't see it? She's not telling us that.
What's funny, Leah, about that is he was in Memphis and those were fresh scratches. So how was he playing with his dogs if he was in Memphis? That's just my thoughts. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, and like I said, and
Maybe I think the worst in the worst.
I know,
I
and
don't know.
it's easy to do, and it would be easy for me to sit back. I did it with the Welleses. Oh, for God's sake, I said she was guilty of sin, and I still think
I still believe that.
that she
My
did something. I don't think he did. I think she did. And I think he covered it up to save her ass. And the only good thing that came out of that, God forgive me, is that Summer saved her brothers.
I love Summer so much.
She saved her brothers. And I am praying that at some point either one of her sons can talk, or that Hunter's going to come forward and tell the truth of what happened at that lake that day. Because he's the only other person that was with them in Summer when she was alive.
Guys, this is great. Finding different reasons why. Yeah. We
Yeah.
can always discuss like different reasons and and still have our opinions. You know what I mean? That's good that we can all do that because we're all grown and we don't have
Well,
to.
you're all right.
When you see other channels, no offense, but some other channels, it's like horrible arguing if people have,
Uh,
discuss different scenarios of what ifs, um, but I'm thankful, very thankful we do not have that here. And it's because I have the best people that anybody could ever have
oh,
as
this
friends,
chat's
fam
greatest. I've been in a lot of chats, and I'll tell you, out of all the places I sit and go and what's the word they call it? Bushwatch.
friends. I
This
watch
this is
some
this is
bushes.
the only place I've ever found that nobody is in the chat screaming, "Somebody tell Peggy to shut up. She doesn't know what the hell she's talking about." Or
Yep.
this is what so and
Danny's
so
is
told
the
me, so
same.
I believe them. And it's like, no,
Yep. Danny's chat, I don't see that in. Carl's chat, I don't see the arguing
uh,
in
uh-uh.
this chat. And that's because, well, hell, look at us. We're all like the same people. So
Well,
that's what no. you, you
well,
get what I'm saying.
yeah, and like I said,
Or
I
what?
will be the first one to tell you that my husband was an asshole. I used to joke with him and say what was the other one? Oh, well, smart ass. I said he was the king of smart. He was the king of smart asses.
That's Kenny for you.
And I would say he could. I didn't call him King James for nothing. People,
Peggy,
he earned that name.
I'll let you borrow Kenny for a week.
Good God, no! I'd have to hurt him, and I
Uh,
don't want to go to jail.
anything is possible. I
Yes,
hope
she
it's
is. She is Amy, and she. I,
mm-mm.
I think one day she's gonna let she. I don't want to
Some,
get too weird on everybody, but I think someday that story is going. Oh, somebody said, speaking of Kenny, I know what she's going to ask. I know what she's going to say.
oh, he
Where's
ain't
that
done that.
sword? Where's that sword? Where's the sword?
Oh, he
Right,
ain't done
Pam?
that.
Right, Pam? Or the skit, not sword.
Hold on. Let me go. He, maybe he'll just do it while I'm live. Hold on.
No, you didn't miss the skit, Pam. He has not done it.
I don't know if
Other than I missed it. Darn, I should play it now. I missed it. She did a short about something about them nuts or something. But I don't think that was the skit. I'm pretty sure that was just a short from Mickey.
Hey, babe.
Oh, good Lord, they're knocking furniture over now. And I hope I'm not upsetting anybody in the chat, but I do. I just have trouble with her telling her story now. I think her story could come out after he was found or find another way to do it. But I just hope I didn't upset anybody because I do. I just think that this is terrible timing to be telling this story.
Around this dance floor. Okay, he said he's in the shower right now, but he.
Oh, well, let's take the camera in and have some fun. Can we? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is the curtain clear?
No.
Okay, so we could go in there because we wouldn't be able to see anything, and we could just mess with his head. And I could talk to him and just freak him out so he won't be able to come out from behind the curtain for a while, but you know.
Quite frankly, you done.
Amy.
Right off, Peggy.
I did.
She says,
Well,
kidding.
I'm sorry, I PD'd you right off.
What, baby? Can I have some noodles?
Oh, hey, Lilith. What is Tink? Why did Danny say Tink? Who's Tink?
Tink. Hi, Tink. I don't know. I don't see Tink.
I don't know. I don't see a Tink. Oh, just real quick before we turn her back on and finish her. Did anybody hear about Michelle's latest BS?
Yeah, her back's broken. She chipped her, or something,
Yeah.
chipped her elbow.
Her elbow. What a crock of crap. Her flip-flop made her fall.
Exactly. Yes, Lilith. He said you should
go,
tell me
Lilith.
ahead of time. Well, he's the one that mentioned it.
Lilith. For Tinkerbell.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, we're all on board now. See, I call her Lily Lightfoot, so I don't call her Tink. I call her Lily Lightfoot. But
I should have knew that. But I thought I don't know.
It's okay. We know now. Every time you get 100 messages, that's okay.
Okay,
They should come and tell you when you get like 600 or something, not just 100. Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna push
Push
play.
play.
Here we go, y'all.
Here we go.
Here we go. Is there volume? Can you hear me still? Hello?
I don't know how somebody could just sit at home and just wait for your baby to return. When I'd be out there looking every single second, I'd be out there by horseback. I'd be out there by a golf cart, by whatever I can get my hands on to get into the forest and look, or wherever in these neighborhoods, wherever I could possibly go. I'd still be wearing the same clothes that my son or daughter went missing in. I'd be running on adrenaline. All I could think about is the time that happened to me when they took Faith from me. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't even drink water. I lost so much weight. And I knew where my baby was at. And this hits home for us because of Faith. Faith's known Sebastian pretty much half of her life, or her whole entire life.
I don't know. Well,
I feel for Seth. I feel for his family, the Rogers family. I'm in shock. I can't believe this has happened. You know, and Faith asks me, and she talks about Sebastian, and she asks me, Mama, are they gonna find him? And I tell her, yeah.
I love clotheslines.
I've talked to Seth on a parent-to-parent level. And we talked about some things that, you know, we shed some tears together, and just the pain in his voice. It hurts.
Oh, that scared you. Sorry.
But I've been...
Us too, Leah.
Everybody, I feel like people now want to listen to me.
Hey, look, she thought she gonna be slick and bring me.
People now want to hear my voice.
Hold on, let me pause this, Kitty.
When I've been saying the hurtful things that were...
Sorry, y'all. I'm pausing it for 1 second. Kenny's.
So Kenzie thought she was gonna be slick and bring me a pair of y'all's girl shorts
Mm-hmm.
and throw away in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what?
What?
They fit me, so that just says one thing. My waist is smaller than y'all's. Get small again.
Sorry, y'all. God.
We're done. To my children and to myself. Nobody wanted to listen to me before. And now that this baby is missing, you want to listen to me now? You want to ask me questions now? Like I just feel helpless. Like I don't know what to even think anymore. I see all these things that are being said, and the things that people say, and you know, they have every right to say that. They have every right to speculate. Just like I have. I've there's so many things that I've thought about in my head, but I mean, I've saw the things. I've sat back for a month literally and watched everything and followed every possible thing that I can, listened to what people have said, podcasts, is like
Me too.
everything. And I, you know,
Yes, Danny.
I needed for my voice and my story to be heard of my experiences with the Proudfoots and Christopher and Katie. Katie jumped on that bandwagon, or that Christopher and everybody else was on. Just like this past December 27th, Faith was going out to Hendersonville to see her family for the holidays.
Listen to this.
We drove her to the airport. We were all happy. We all got out. Isabella, Noah, Wayne, myself. Got her out of the truck and we said our goodbyes. We hugged her. We kissed her.
It's sad.
There's Katie standing there recording everything like she always does. And I hug my baby tight. I tell her I love her. And we prayed. We asked God to keep Faith safe and bring her home safe to us. So as she went with Katie, I had somebody that Christopher, Katie, and his lawyer hired. His name is Michael Tinker. He served me with paper. And he tapped on my window when I just rolled it down. And he said, "Are you so-and-so Gomez?"
Wow.
I said, "Yes." "Why?" He said, "Because you've been served."
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought of was, they're going to take Faith. I got out of that truck so fast and I ran into the airport. And I was yelling through the airport that she was going to kidnap Faith. Katie and Faith were standing at the Southwest counter. And I told them, I said, she's going to kidnap my baby. I grabbed Faith on the left side of her hand and I ran with her through the airport. And all I could think about is, I got to get back to the truck. And here comes Wayne, Noah, and Isabel running through the airport just to come and see what was happening. And oh my God, my mom, like.
Can I just say that that's some shady ASHIT right there for somebody to do that to somebody? That's some shady ASSHIT.
First thing she thought of was like, and Wayne thought was like, oh my God, Nina's gonna just lay her out. I ran by, and Katie was coming right up behind me, and the guy, Michael Tinker, he stood there trying to flag me down and still trying to serve me with paperwork. In that moment, I'm just thinking about, they're going to take my baby and I'm never going to see her again. So I got to the truck. I called APD. During the holiday season, APD's at the airport. So they came within like 5 minutes.
Wow.
Officer Cordova had showed up and was talking about asking questions like what was happening and asked if I had a parenting plan on hand. And I'm like, wait, I mean, when I was just supposed to carry my parenting plan? I mean, and he said, was it his time sharing or yours? I said, it's his. But I said, why am I being served? And still at this point, Michael Tinker was still trying to give me my paperwork and I wouldn't take it. So he got very upset, lifted up the windshield wipers and threw the paperwork right under there. At this point, my kids are crying. I'm crying hysterically. And there's Katie smiling away and recording everything. Then the officer's like, Ms. Gomez, you have a court date coming up.
I wonder, Amy.
And if you don't want the judge to be upset with you, you need to let her go. So I get back out of the truck.
Yes, Danny, they are.
We all do. And I get down to Faith's level. And I tell her how much I love her. and that mommy's gonna always keep fighting for you. And don't ever for 1 second think that mommy does not love you.
Bless her heart. It's okay, Nina. You're strong.
I hug her so tight. Because I don't know if that's the last time I was going to see my baby. He handed her off to Katie. And she left. I could barely breathe when I got back in the truck. Trying to think about, what do I do now? What do I do if she doesn't come home? How am I going to get her home? Faith stopped. And she looked at the truck driving away, and Wayne looked back, and she probably thought, is that the last time I'm going to see my family? The whole day, my whole world was turned upside down. I thought about everything that played in my head, like a movie.
She's married. She's remarried. Or I think they're married, maybe. But they have. I think she has a kid with her new man too.
That day was hard. I came home and I crawled up in a ball. I didn't want nobody to bother me. Because I'm thinking about, how am I going to have enough money to get a lawyer or anything like that? So what they did was they hired that server to come and serve me with a court hearing that I already knew about. The one that was going to take place January 2nd. So Christopher's lawyer, Christopher, Katie, they all knew what they were doing.
They normally do when they're going to pull some sneaky crap.
They premeditated this again. They wanted me to go crazy. They wanted me to say hurtful things so they can go back to the courthouse and to the judge and say that I was unstable, that I'm mentally, something's wrong. And
it's not you.
that's what they did. Christopher and Katie and his attorney asked that I get evaluated by a psychiatric doctor. Because I ran through the airport saying that she was gonna kidnap her. But in my mind, I've been traumatized by Mr. Proudfoot and his family. And I brought back trauma. And now, I mean, we're at this point
Hey, JB.
where Sebastian is missing. And everybody, you know, the judge and, you know, other people are telling me, don't talk about this issue in front of Faith. She's too young. She's traumatized. Christopher doesn't talk about that to her. He doesn't tell her that her stepbrother is missing. Not once has he said anything to her about it. I think Faith needs to be aware of what's happening.
Probably Danny.
She did talk to Sebastian when she had FaceTimed Chris and he was at his house. She knows him. I really don't know what to say at this point. Like with
So sad.
Sebastian missing and the situation with Faith. It's been an ongoing situation. I was unaware that Sebastian's father was getting him. I was unaware that he was going to live with his father permanently. Finally, that was disclosed to me about a week and a half ago. I was in shock because I went like, how can you know that you're getting your child for full custody? Like, I mean,
Yes.
you and Katie were preparing for this. You're giving away one kid to get another one. Like, I never understood that. I still don't understand that.
I don't either.
I was in shock when I heard that, and I also, you know, it's sickening to think that, and to think that you would be getting a child. Why would you take Faith away from everything that she knows? Her mom, her siblings.
Shouldn't do that. No.
She calls Wayne dad. She says, that's my daddy, Wayne. Her grandparents, like everything. I don't, you know, I was lost, and now the more and more I find out, it just makes my stomach turn even more. Like, going back to this court hearing that we had, we never got an extension on the restraining order. But I believe that we should have. I did, because I don't know what Christopher nor Katie or the Proudfoots are capable of doing. It's, for all I know, they could take Faith from school. I do right now have temporary full custody of Faith till we go back to court. I mean, I talked to Seth. And I've always told him I reach out.
If Sebastian was going to be sent to live with Chris's dad, wouldn't... You mean Sebastian being sent to live with his dad? His biological dad? But wait, if it's to do with Sebastian going to live somewhere or something, I don't think they would have to alert her because she's not, any relation to Sebastian at all. I've never heard of that having to happen. But what I don't understand is why didn't Chris want Faith around Sebastian allegedly? I don't know. But if that's not what you meant, Amy, the way I worded it, tell me, because I'm confused.
Out to him and I let him know, we're here, whatever you need. Let us know how we can help you. But I remember him telling me the first night that I reached out to him, or he reached out to me, and he said,
I don't know.
You can help Sebastian and you can help me by keeping Faith there and keeping her safe. When you hear that from another parent and the situation that's going on, what do you say? Like, I'm doing the best that I can, but it's the justice system here. My biggest fear is that somebody's going to make the wrong decision for Faith and she goes out there. And what am I going to do?
Okay, Amy.
What if something like this happens to my baby? Are you going to tell me I'm sorry, Miss Gomez? I made the wrong decision? The justice system has failed a lot of kids, has failed my kids, and it's also failed Sebastian. I've been fighting this since Faith was a newborn, and I'm still fighting it. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't really think anybody really cares the decisions that they make for children because it's not happening in their personal family. They don't know somebody. It doesn't hit home. It'll never happen to them. A lot of these people always tell me, don't show your feelings in court. Don't be emotional.
Oh, crap. You better show them your emotions.
So I'm just supposed to sit there without feelings, without crying, without telling people how I really feel.
No, you say how you really feel.
I feel like a lot of these also, because there wasn't enough creamer in their coffee for, a lot of these judges that make these decisions. And Maybe they got angry that morning or whatever the circumstances are. They make bad choices for a lot of these children.
Oh, Amy.
And I won't let faith be one of them. I will always fight for faith, like I have been.
And just keep pushing forward.
I wish people would open up their eyes and listen to when people are saying it's not a good idea. I don't think they're stable. I don't think that they're a healthy parent. I because look at what happened to Sebastian. And I feel for him because I'm a mom of a 15-year-old daughter.
Now listen.
I hope and we pray every single day for his safe return. If there's anything that I would say to everybody is look out for one another, look out for your kids. And no relationship is worth your children's relationship at all. At all. So, I believe I had to tell my story so it can get out there. Because it still haunts me to this day. It haunts my children. It haunts our everyday life. We don't live a normal life. We are always living on the edge because of Mr. Proudfoot.
That's sad. You never know when somebody's going to snatch your child like that.
His mother wanted to pay off the daycare, buy them some new playground equipment, just so Christopher and his mom can stay there longer to see Faith. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, my mind is all foggy right now because thinking about everything that I've went through, I'm sure I left some bits and pieces out. But I know what I've experienced, and it wasn't a good experience at all whatsoever. So, that's our story.
The scientists and engineers that support the next mission to Mars could be in this class.
It feels like I was being...
That was Ruby sent. Forgot her name. Okay. That is such an optimism. No relationship is worth your child's. I've never heard of that word you used, but yes. Oh, important. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was a word I'd never used before or heard. Oh, I was like, damn, she got some big words going on right now. I'm freezing. Okay. Man, it breaks my heart when I see her start crying over her baby. Like, you just don't do people like that, especially just because it's like they want custody, so they're going to do whatever it takes. Like, throw throw them, what's it called, where they serve you. Oh, you've been served. Like, that's some messed up stuff to do to somebody. Just rip their babies out of their arms like that. That's some jerk moves. Some jerk moves is all I'm gonna say. If it happened, allegedly. Which, I mean, I've seen the court records and stuff, so I know there has been court going on for a very long time. What I've been listening, dealing with a stick, a sick, I said a stick, a sick, but oh, poor bub. Give him big hugs. I hope he gets feeling better. Mm-mm. Whew. I mean, a lot of it seems very real to me. I can see that she still has some trauma that she needs to be, like PTSD, that she probably needs, if she's not going to therapy. Nina, if you're probably not, but if you hear this, you you probably should go and talk to somebody and start just getting it out by talking and get some help, honey. I'm not saying like you're, you know, messed up, like it's harmful to your child that you're like that. I'm just saying, like, we all, not everybody, but a lot of people, even if some people don't admit it, have been through some kind of trauma. Some horrible, but it's all still trauma. So you please just try to get some help, especially if it's bothering you the way it does. I almost pulled up on Google. I tried to break the word up into something that looked like it could be a growing pains or something else. He's been sleeping weird today. Is he bringing his knee up? My oldest. I'm only skeptical because my bio mom could throw on the waterworks and make my dad look absolutely like a monster. Not saying she's lying, just everything with. I see what you're saying, Arrow. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, Aaron, I kind of pick up on that too, but I could be wrong, so I'm just gonna sit and watch.
I swear if he went up a size in shoes, we knew in a month he'd need new pants.
Oh, he's growing that fast? Oh my goodness. Whew.
That was Danny talking about her.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to help my son with something, so I wasn't looking at the chat. Sorry. Oops. I'm just growing past my daughter, the baby.
Every time I get on YouTube, the first thing I do is look for Sebastian. Um, any info, like praying to God he's been found. As soon as I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I do.
Yeah.
Before I go to bed, that's the last thing I do.
Yep.
It's like really, really eating at me. Like, I want to go into detective mode and just go solve the case myself. Just solve it. I want to work every inch of it. Little man has outgrown a lot of his clothes. Oh,
They grow fast. The first year or two of their life. I remember my son having clothes in the closet with tags on it because he never got to wear them because he grew too quick. I'm like, stop it.
Oh, thanks for yes, thank you, Errol, for sharing that. I should have said that. Thank you, Amy. Thank you for sharing that. I see. I don't know how people just turn on can fake waterworks. Because I'm a crybaby. Okay, I will cry over watching a movie and they start crying. I'm gonna cry with them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm that way.
I remember my first time watching E.T. Phone Home. I cried. I was like that as a little kid,
Oh
and
God, coffee commercials.
I'm still like that.
The Folgers coffee commercials when they would play the Christmas one, I bawled like a baby every time that came on. Yes, ma'am, I did.
Still a million people could be watching. My dad pretty much raised me. Tried to get back in contact with Bio Mom, and I got bad vibes right away. Wow, Arrow, I'm so sorry that you've been through that.
Not
At
all
least,
parents.
oh,
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry.
No,
Well,
go
I was
ahead.
just going to say, not all parents are fit to be parents, and that's so sad, you know. And I'll be honest, like I said, listening to her story, there was a part that kept catching me, and that was the fact that she was. Oh, hang on a minute. Catastrophe happened. Hold on. Pulled my earbud and throwed it down to the floor. I'm back. Sorry. The fact when she said she was married and then divorced, she had the two kids or three kids, can't remember. Then she went on some dating site, found Chris, turned around, married Chris real quick, divorced Chris, and then she married another man. So I'm a little, I have, it bothers me. I'm not judging her. It's just saying it bothers me that it seems like she needs to be in a relationship. And that's so odd to me. Uh-oh, hello.
It was my bottle of Coke I drank. It's empty.
Well, that sounded loud for an empty bottle. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want, like I said, I'm not trying to judge her. I'm just throwing out the things she told us. I mean, those were her words. You know, she got divorced. He was in the army. She met Chris. He was in the army. They went. I'm assuming he got transferred like most army men do. She seemed to be homesick, wanted to come home, but she stayed with him. And the whole, I don't. And again, like I said, there's two sides
There's
to
two
every
sides
story,
to the story.
and I don't know what their story is. And this I don't think I needed to know either. That's between her and Chris in the courts. I just don't think that. And I also have a little problem. Everybody, forgive me. I'm going to say it anyway. I have a little problem with her throwing out. Has told me I should keep Faith home and safe. Seth has never given any indication that he didn't think Sebastian was safe with Katie and Chris. He's never indicated that, ever. So why did she have to say that Seth said, keep Faith with you and keep her safe? That made me go, huh? What?
Probably with everything going on, it's safer if Faith is with her mother while everything's going on while Sebastian is missing. Because she talked to Seth after Sebastian went missing. So Seth probably said that. I mean, that's just my opinion. He probably said that, it's probably not safe for a child to go there. There's, a lot of stuff going on.
But that's not how she made it sound.
Well,
I mean, she was making it sound like you keep her there with you and don't let her near him because he won't be safe. Again, I'm not gonna, because I, just like everybody else, I'm gonna have my opinion, and
yeah.
I'm hearing what I hear, and I don't want to make somebody hear what I'm hearing. I don't want somebody to say, "Oh, you're hearing it wrong," because then I'm gonna get upset because I'm willing to listen, and I listened and I let it play. I stayed away. I'll be honest. When I first started seeing that pop up, I ran away from that, not watching it. I said I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to stay away from it. I'm going to leave that alone. I don't think I should watch this. And you turned around and I didn't know you were going to play it. And I sat here and I said, okay, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to let it play out. If they want to watch, I'll. And I'm going. I should have stuck with my initial gut and said, no, I didn't want to watch this. I just did. I didn't want to watch it. I just didn't. And then today I'm hearing everybody talk about how why are so many people on the social media so intent in trying to put a wedge between this family. Why are they doing interviews about things that have nothing to do with finding Sebastian? And this was one of the interviews they talked about.
Well, from what I understand, he didn't reach out to her for an interview. From my understanding, she reached out to him.
But he chose to play it.
Well, yeah, he chose to play it, but he has that right.
No, yeah, you're right.
But I don't think he felt like it was going to be a problem because I don't know if you've ever watched Trev, but he's not that type of where he's, doing it just for whatever. But I think maybe he felt like, I can't say what he felt like, the reason why he released it. I can't say because I don't know. But for me, it would be like, because all the speculation going on, people are digging, whatever. And maybe he thought it would give people some insight as well into, how her kids were treated or what she went through allegedly. Like just her side of how it was with Chris, because a lot of people are speculating, and I guess it kind of.
Well, the only two questions I have, and I know there's one you're not going to be able to answer.
Yeah.
And that is, I have heard that her lawyer told her she should do this. Duh. That's all I got to say on that. And the other question I have is, if this gentleman brought her up to tell her story, I'm a little disappointed that he wasn't there to speak with her, ask questions, maybe say, hold a minute. No, he just let her talk.
Yeah, he did let her talk. But I was thinking for some reason, I don't know why, that he might have been asked her some questions but had his questions muted. But that was just maybe playing in my brain.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how, some people edit things.
Yeah, but you could
that's
tell
what I
that
thought it was.
Well, from where I was watching, it's
think
like
you're
he
right.
said, okay, it's like I forget I don't have my camera on. Duh.
I think she
It's like
didn't
he
want
held up his
questions.
phone and he said, okay, she's coming on to do this live. And he laid his phone down and we saw his ceiling and then we saw her. So we
Yeah.
saw his ceiling and we saw her. And she just talked and told
See,
her
it was
story.
pre-recorded. It was pre-recorded.
Well, I just, to me, if you're going to
I'm not
interview
sure
somebody,
how long
you
he
interview
had
them.
it. But from what I understand, he waited a little bit before he even dropped it, from what I understand. But I don't know. I don't know. But I thought maybe he was asking questions because I remember
I didn't hear him
wasn't.
pause her, talk to her. I didn't hear him say, and JB, I'm sorry that you seem to have had a scare. Oh, goodness. Oh, my. I hope it's the
hoping that she's
medicine and
been.
it gets better.
Are you okay, JB? To ask my mom when I went from crib to bed. Oh.
Yeah, I was reading Errol. I'm sorry, Errol was saying, too, when we were talking a little bit back, that she had a sister. I'm looking to see where it went. I have an older half sister that my bio mom got back in touch with. She was there to see her grandkids. Suddenly, my half sister cut her off. I asked why. She refused to tell me. She abducted me when I was 5 for about 48 hours, so I would worry she would do the same with my son. That's got to be so scary, Erwin. That has
Oh my
got to be
God.
so scary. But I didn't want you to think we didn't see it. I did see it, but I couldn't
I did.
touch
I'll
that.
admit it flew by. I didn't see it, and I thank you, Peggy, for keeping an eye on that, and thank you, Errol, for sharing.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
got to. My thing was when I took my kid to the grocery store, everybody would come up to him, and especially old people. That was the weirdest thing. Oh, he's such an angel. And I wanted to touch him all the time, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want strangers touching my kid. I'm like, and then we get around the corner, and I take wipes and clean him all off. I didn't
Oh,
want to be rude, but I did. It's like they're touching his hands and his face, and and I'm like, oh my goodness.
I agree, Errol. I agree. And you protect that baby boy
Yeah.
with all you
Oh
got.
yeah. Especially if you don't have a good relationship with her, then you need to. Yeah, Danny, that's what I said. Ew.
JB, are you okay, honey? Yes, Peggy. I've had a few ladies try to touch Bub, and he loses it. He
My kid
doesn't.
didn't care. He ate it up. He was, yeah, he loved it. I'm like, please. The funny, well, I
Um.
shouldn't say the funny. Go ahead. I was gonna.
Oh, go ahead. I was just going to answer.
Oh, I was just gonna say that the one that struck me as the sweetest moment was a woman had come up to me. Oh God, I would say in her 80s, I think. And she was talking to the baby and she asked me a question and she just all, ootsie, ootsie, ootsie. And she's so into him and she's doing, well, she wanted to hold him. And I kept saying, no, he just ate. I don't think we should take him out. And I was being real gentle with her. And all of a sudden I could hear somebody going, Mom, Mom, where are you? Mom, Mom, please answer me. Mom. So I went, I think Mom's over here. And she come around the end of the aisle and came up. Oh, Mom, Mom, are you bothering this poor woman? And I said, no, she's fine. But she wanted to take the baby, and I can't let her take. She goes, oh my God, you didn't let her take the baby. You'd never get him back. So she had dementia, and she just saw my son, and I guess in her mind it was her baby, and she wanted to pick him up and love him, and I'm like, I had to be firm but gentle with her because I knew something just was a little off, you know, but I thought it was so sweet that her daughter was so apologetic. I said, she didn't hurt anybody. She just wants to love on a baby. And we turned and I said, well, maybe what you should do is go buy her a baby doll and let her carry the baby doll. And that might make her just feel secure. She just wanted to hold a baby. And if she's worried about her maybe dropping a baby or hurting a baby, get her a baby doll. Yeah, pre-recorded live, but saved and dropped when ready, from what I understand. Oh,
Yeah, like you can do, from what I understand, it was pre recorded, like a pre recorded live, I think. Um, like I could do a pre recorded live and have one of you on panel while I do it. And then whenever I'm ready, I think that's only if you pay though. I'm not sure.
oh,
I
I
ain't
don't
never
know
done
how.
nothing like that, so I don't know. But you can save it in the area or whatever, and then whenever you're ready to release it out, then you can release it. And while it's playing, you can just type in chat to, you know.
Yeah. You're making me want to have one of those, and I don't have any.
mm,
Don't you tease me, you meanie. Yeah, yes, Errol. Dementia folks are sweet, but they can snap. She said, had
oh
one that
yeah.
didn't want to let go of me as a kid. She wanted just to hold me forever. And you don't want to hurt their feelings. Of course, truth be told, they wouldn't know what you were telling them anyway, because their mind is playing on a loop, and it's sad. But I know when I worked in the nursing homes that I worked in, I'll be honest, those were my favorite. Those were my favorite residents. I loved to get the ones that had, because you would hear them, like calling their children in to eat dinner, or telling their husband to get his shoes off or clean carpet. It's like you're just smiling, going, "Boy, I don't know where they are, but I wish I was there instead of here." You know, the sad ones were the ones that had completely gone inside their minds and they didn't talk to their families anymore. And what's the old saying? The light's on, but nobody's home. Those are the ones that broke your hearts. They were the ones that you said, this is, they're coming to their final part of their journey, and it's so sad to watch their families realize that they don't know who they are, where they are. They're inside whatever's going on, replaying their life in their head, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, I can't think of anything that would be sweeter.
Dementia folks are so sweet, but they could. I love old people. I don't know why. I love old people. I just love them. And yes, ones with dementia, boy, they'll have you laughing. Next thing you know, they got your ass snatched up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There was one lady. She sat in her chair and she had a tray, and she'd be going like this, and all of a sudden she'd stop. She'd look up. Boys, get out of that apple tree. How many times I got to tell you, get out of that apple tree? She'd go back to cleaning, going like this, going like this, going like this. Your dad's going to take a switch to your ass because you ain't out of that apple tree. And it's as funny as all hell. She'd just be sitting there, quiet as a mouse, and all of a sudden, what are you boys doing in that apple tree? Oh my God, what a memory to be revisiting in your head is to see your boys climbing an apple tree. I mean, come on. If
We
I
used to
can't
love
die in
climbing
my
apple trees.
if I can't die in my sleep and just go and never know it, I want to be like that. I want to be in my head watching my kids do something and stopping and saying, "Get off your big wheel! Don't you go on that road," or whatever I would end up saying. But yeah, if I can't go in my sleep, then yes, then I want to fade into my head and just drift off to wherever. Be happy.
Be happy.
Don't
Don't
worry.
worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Ugh.
You're gonna get a tummy ache eating all those licorices. You're
No.
gonna get a tummy ache.
Mm-mm. I love Twizzlers. I like the cherry and the chocolate.
Cherry and licorice.
Now, growing up, I loved licorice. I don't know what it tastes like anymore. I ain't had it in a very long time. I don't even see that no more for a
Oh, I get it
Twizzler.
all the time. Look at the Dollar General sometimes has it.
Hmm.
That's where I find mine if I'm gonna find it.
I'll have to look at there.
Or or Walmart. I almost said Winn Dixie. I'm at Walmart. Back over in the candy section, in the bottom shelf. Always in the bottom shelf.
Oh, peeps. Ooh, I
Oh,
opened the packet last night just to try one, and I don't know why I did that because it's still nasty and still ain't no better. I
all it
don't know
is sugar and marshmallow.
why. Ugh,
It's just a whole bunch of sugar and marshmallow. That's
that's
all
the
it is.
nastiest.
I
Hmm?
didn't say they were good. I just said they're all sugar and marshmallow. That's all they are.
I don't know who came out with them things, but can you uninvent them, please? Them things are nasty.
I remember my son used to grab a hold of him and he'd catch it on his tongue and go. Then he'd go. I said, "Well, stop doing it if you don't like them." But he would like bring his tongue and touch it, and then he'd like, "Oh well." I hear you, Arrow. If they're laying around, yeah, I have a tendency to do that when somebody leaves stuff. I'll go. I don't want to eat that. Then before I know it, I don't eat it. Like my son's stupid Pop Tarts. Yeah, I had one before the show started. I'm like, I'm not going to eat any of those. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope.
Pip and
Bad
Hope.
idea.
Oh,
Oh, you got
Danny, you
pea
need to
eaters?
get rid of them. Send them back and tell them to uninvent them. Tell Pip and the hubby it's a dream. It's a dream. It's all a
It's
dream.
they're not going to believe that. Come on.
Gross.
They're going to want their pips back or peeps
I
back.
can't
Pips
believe
back.
they like
Sorry.
things. Ooh, there are so many. The throw up emoji is what gets me. I don't touch them. What?
Yeah, I don't eat them either. I won't. I bought them. I think my grandkids bought the birthday party ones. They came. Oh, Grandma, look what we found. I'm like, yeah, you just go ahead. Yeah. I pulled the old. I'm type 2. You can't give me that kind of crap. And then I turned around and ate a chocolate bar, and they went, Grandma. I said, what? You saw nothing. I figured there was probably less chocolate or less sugar in that little piece of chocolate bar I had versus eating one of those damn peeps.
I love you like them so he can help.
Aw.
Oh, ugh.
He may
Ah,
change as he gets older.
dipping them in coffee.
Who said dipping in coffee? Oh, I see it.
Carol gets the pigs
Oh,
in coffee.
they would get wobbly. They
Oh,
would
you think you're going to lift it up out of the coffee and
Ah.
it's all slimy fat and uh,
Slimy fun.
looks like soaked bread. No, no, thank you. Oh, wobbly and coffee filled. Oh,
I've never heard of those, so I don't know what those are.
Christmas and Easter. Williams Sonoma makes marshmallows. So Williams Sonoma, they make like them plates and stuff. Oh, like real nice. I didn't know they made food too, but
I don't even know. Williams and Sonoma doesn't mean anything to me. I'll have to Google it later.
I've never seen any food marshmallows or nothing named that.
No, wait a minute, Amy. It wasn't marshmallows. It was Peeps. Marshmallows are good when you roast them,
Oh
and
hell
even
yeah!
better when you turn them into a s'more.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, but they got a whole bunch of sugar stuck on them.
It's like arrow pricey but worth it.
It's
Oh,
like
you know what? Okay, y'all, I gotta get off here.
Oh, Grandma's got to go to bed, everybody.
Grandma has to go to bed.
Grandma's got to go to bed.
Ugh.
Somebody's got to start another channel so that when Nikki goes to bed, we have somewhere to go to continue the fun.
Marshmallows are a must and cocoa melted. Now that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to roast a marshmallow now.
Now you want a roasted marshmallow? Uh-oh. You do like my granddaughters do, they get a fork and they put the marshmallow on the fork and they take a Bic lighter and they go like this until they work.
But it don't taste the same.
I don't know. Well, it's better. Actually,
I've done it.
well, it's better than watching them throw it in the microwave and take it out of the microwave and I'm like, that's stupid. And then when I saw them starting to play with the Bic lighter, of course they're older now, and I caught them doing it. I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Roasting the marshmallow." I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Roast away.
I'm like, "Do what you got to do."
I'll smoke a cigarette with y'all before I get off.
It'll be a while, but once Bubba's old enough to go to bed, I'll do the late night lives. Okay, I'll be here because I'm like, somebody got to start coming on live at night. Those
You
of
stay
us-
up too late, young lady.
I go to bed when my body says I can sleep. I'm not going to lay in there and toss and turn all freaking night.
Well, if you just lay your head down on that pillar and cover
I
it up, put a fan on you, close your
two.
eyes, then it might happen.
I have two fans on me, one from one side of the bed and one from the other side of the bed. And I lay right in the middle. And I will toss and turn till my body says, okay, you got to go to bed. Then I go in there and I put my CPAP and lay down and go to sleep.
Errol stays up till God bless it 2 a.m.
I have been up till 6 o'clock in the morning and looked at the clock and went, uh-oh, it's 6. I better go to bed.
Listen, if I
Then get up
stay
at
up
9.
late, my body does not want to get up in the morning. I was up till 4 a.m. doing just God bless it, Danny. Damn it, Danny.
Danny stays up late too. See, it's not just me.
Love you, cool gamer. I hope you have a
Good night,
wonderful
cool
night.
gamer. Grandpa must have to go to bed. I'm just picking cool gamer. I call her grandma, so I'm gonna call him grandpa now.
Yeah, Amy, I will. Oh, I already. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I get that, Amy. I'd understand, or Erwin, I'd understand that too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's got to get her paleo in.
Haley.
That's that game that Danny wants us all to play
Oh,
that I couldn't download, and I got to wait till my granddaughter gets here to help me download this stupid thing. Ah,
Aaron, I understand my son used his crib maybe 4 or 5 times.
I'm trying to think. I think my son used it a little bit more.
Y'all, can I tell you a
Yeah.
horrible dream?
Uh-oh.
Don't judge me, please. Ugh. So this is when my oldest was a newborn. She slept in the bed with me. And can I just say before I tell y'all, this dream came to real life at the same time.
Uh-huh.
So I was having a really bad dream, and like I bit her. And in my dream I was biting her, and whenever next thing I know she started crying, I had bit her finger. I bit her little finger. Swear. I didn't like
Um,
I didn't like draw blood. Like I didn't bite like let me get it. But it was just a little bite, and you talk about it breaking my heart because I was asleep. I swear on my life, I was asleep.
I did the family bed too, Danny. I have to admit, my daughter, hers started because we moved into an apartment together by ourselves, and it was just felt weird to have her too far away, so I'd let her sleep with me till she got older. And then my son, he didn't start sleeping with me until I put him in the body cast, and then I started taking him to bed with me in the body cast, and then I couldn't get him out of my bed.
Oh yeah, it's hard to get
But
them out. That's one thing for sure. It's him in the bed with me. Anyways, his reflux was so bad. Oh,
yeah, well, that was. Mm, I had him at the end of the bed in a little bassinet thing. Um, and then when we moved into, well, once we got him where he could get the cereal, get the solids, it got less. Well, it was awful until I could give him the cereal. Oh my God.
what is art? I'm having a Google because I don't know what the hell some of these words mean.
What? Who didn't you know?
Already,
Oh, what?
already. I don't know what that means. Connects the worlds of art, music, gaming, and in real life experiences. We aim to bring members the dopest art, hangs, music, and more. Real time data replication platform. I don't know. I don't know. AR. And Uber about to be there. He better, or she better, whoever, better get you there safe, or I'm coming. Danny, I
Uh
tried, but he wanted to be with me constantly. Like, I've had dreams like that. I edge up to what I am dreaming, like sitting up at the. Yes, as an adult, I still, yes. Now, I ain't done nothing crazy by biting nobody else or nothing like that, but that was the only time that a situation like that happened. And it was probably not the scariest thing, but one of the scariest things. And I was terrified because I thought I really hurt her. Luckily, I didn't. You know what I mean? I know I hurt her little finger. I know that was painful, but I didn't like, you know, What if I would have like really bit down? Like that was scary. That was really scary for me when Bub was first born. So y'all want to do that on a different
What
live? Is that what you're saying? We should do a live about that one day?
about what? Scary dreams?
Yeah, like real life experiences while you're dreaming. Like I guess is how you put it. Um yeah, we'll talk about that
We
one
could do
day.
that.
We can definitely do that, of course.
I don't think it's scary, but the worst one you have is the one where in your dream you think you're peeing and you wake up because you're afraid you're wet in the bed and you're not.
Hey,
You're like, oh, thank
let
God I wasn't peeing yet. I gotta go to the bathroom.
I remember my first time even having it's where they run the blue dye through you at the hospital and it makes you like all warm down there and it really feels like you're pissing yourself, but it's like just a bunch of warmth. And I remember feeling I was like, I think thinking to myself, I think I pissed myself. But I did. I was like, did I just piss myself not knowing I had to pee? Like what the hell's going on here? But and if y'all
Yeah,
don't
that's.
care, hit the like button for me if you haven't. I appreciate it. Of course, I don't expect it.
I think
I'm
we
on
all smacked it, unless there's somebody sitting in the
smash
bushes.
that, smash that like button to the floor, smash that,
Yeah.
give it
Oh, well,
some
there's
more.
something wrong with my side. It says four watching, and I know I'm counting more than four people in here, so I don't know what's wrong with my YouTube side.
I say I have 5 watching.
Oh goodness, Erwin, I'm glad I've never.
Oh,
I've had it done to me, but I couldn't imagine trying to do it to myself. I'd be
let me
like, no, sorry, can't do it.
I hate catheters. Oh,
No. Mm.
I don't do the cry out or anything like that. Whew.
Um, I did a little bit. Um, Only because I caught on that he knew it because we had the what do you call those things monitor in his room.
Yay, AR.
And I think he learned that if he started going, his dad would come in and get him. So I would have to wrestle his dad down, say, "Leave him alone. He's almost asleep. Leave him alone." So he cried a little bit, but it wasn't long. And sure enough, he'd go to sleep. So they're so mean. I said he didn't cry. If he cried more than 5 minutes, I'd say go get him. I said, but he's learned that if he's starting to fall asleep, oh, if I cry, Daddy will come and get me. Stop
Yeah,
running
ouch,
in
Arrow.
here. It's like, you'd think a woman would be the first one to run in. No, my husband. He's crying. I gotta go get him. No, he's fine. Mm.
That's funny.
He spoiled him and then wanted to blame me later. I'm like, no, I have things on tape. No, nope,
That's
can't
their fault
put
for
it
not
on me.
listening, Arrow. That had to hurt.
I wouldn't want somebody to redo it if they couldn't do it the first time. Be like, get somebody else in here because apparently you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That would be, yeah. And AR's back. Welcome back, AR.
Yeah,
She's
she made it
arrived
home.
home safely.
Got there
Yay.
safe. Okay, y'all. AR, I know you're here and you just got back, but it's time for Grandma to go to bed.
Grandma. Not me. That grandma. This grandma will be up for another. It's only 9:20 here at my house. So I got at least 3 hours before I have to go to bed. Oh
Okay, well,
my goodness.
I love y'all. It's 10:20. I'm getting off here.
3 times arrow. Oh, I bow to you. You are the champ. That 3 times.
Yeah,
Oh,
3 times.
mm-mm. But I love you,
I love
everybody.
you. Sweet
Thank
dreams,
you for having me
everybody.
come up.
Thank you for coming up, Peggy. I love you. Get you some
You
rest.
know, when I'm ready to go. Bye.
Oh no. Do you want a yammering yammer yap on some more, I can keep it. I don't mind at all. I don't know what yammering means, but I hope it means yapping or rambling. You are more than welcome to ramble on as much as you want, Arrow. Okay. Well, next time you let it all out, baby. Okay. I love y'all. And never forget that no matter what. Okay. And also, I will see y'all hopefully tomorrow. Shouldn't be no problem. I love y'all and sweet dreams. Positive thoughts before you go to sleep. And make sure y'all get some rest tonight. Now, I can't be the only one trying to get some rest up in here. Good night, y'all. I love y'all very much.